Imagine trying to do a sequel to that 23 fucking years later. That's a no-win situation.
Yeah, no doubt.
So they just went a little heavier on the gore. They put it in color, and it was just good shit all around. So I like Psycho 2 better than you two do, I think. But I think we all agree it's a fucking good movie. All right, man. So that brings Vic back at number 1, and that means I will let Vic give his number 1 himself since he is here and nice enough to join us.
I mean, number 1 should be pretty obvious, I would assume, but Sleepaway Camp.
Blake had Sleepaway Camp at number 3.
Oh, Blake's embarrassing.
Blake, you knew you couldn't get away without getting harassed about something.
I told my wife, I said, I guess now is the time I get to understand what it's like to be ass fucked by 2 men. So this is how it's going to be.
Well, Blake, Vic, it's funny because I told him that you were a rapper once upon a time, and I gave out the famous lyrics from Lunatic Six. Do you remember the ones?
Yeah, where I talked about shooting the gun in the pussy. I don't know the exact lyrics, but...
All I know is that you were flowing so hard that you said, I stick a gun in her pussy and she swallowed the cum.
That's basically how it happened.
That is Oscar Wilde-like wordplay right there. Holy shit.
Yeah. it was pretty amazing. You had to be there.
And this was really before our drinking days, too. Again, I want to reiterate that. We weren't even drunk. We were just fucking high on life.
Yeah.
And a Twisted concert where we scared all the black people in Cincinnati.
That's when I literally freestyled for 2 hours on the way home.
We all did it, and I'm the whitest man that's ever existed. So that's
and that's when I realized the Natu sounded like Ice-T.
And it pissed them off.
Yeah, because who in the fuck don't like Ice-T? What a moron.
But I have to tell you, Vic, I'm sitting here and I'm looking through my list, and unless he says that something wicked this way comes, I don't know what Blake's number 1 is. Blake, what you got for me?
Well, we talked about it earlier, and usually I have a thing for gratuitous gore, violence, and nudity in my film because that's the 80s to me. Those were all
like blood, violence, freaks of nature.
Yeah, that was just the excess. This movie lacks a lot of those moments, but because it was able to hold its own to me and still be psychologically scarring without all of those things and also remain popular over all these years is a testament to the filmmaking because I really believe, honestly, you don't have to have cheap thrills and be bloody and gory and completely naked to leave an impression with someone. My number 1 is fucking Cujo, buddy.
Overrated.
No.
Christine, Cujo, and Carrie. All the fucking Stephen King movies.
Christine, yes. Both those were overrated as shit. But I had a dog that was like a St. Bernard once. And you know what? If that dog goes ape shit, not only are you dealing with the horror of a dog being fucking crazy, but you're going to deal with the fact that you have to put that motherfucker out of its misery. That's double
all
the
day
horror.
long. All day long, I spin with my foot up a dog's ass. Just bang, bang, bang. I choke the shit out of a dog. Look, all Stephen King movies that start with a C are a little bit overrated. Cujo, Christine, and Carrie. That's all I'm saying. Cujo's good. Christine's good. Carrie's good.
Okay, so Vic stuck the tip in, and you just rammed the whole length of your shaft down. So I guess we've completely ass fucked you. So I appreciate that.
Vic had Cujo at number 2. Vic loves Cujo, which I'm surprised. Like, I thought you would have Christine higher than Cujo.
Originally I did, but because I thought about originally I had Christine at like number 2, I had Christine at number 3 and Cujo at number 2. But because I've seen Christine over and over and over and over again, it doesn't do it for me like when I saw Cujo. I saw Cujo for the very first time a year and a half ago, and it has stayed with me ever fucking since. And
I choked the shit out of Cujo.
It was you do that and get the shit bit out your ass because you don't weigh but fucking 50 pounds soaking wet. That dog was handle your ass.
I figure I'll lose an arm to fucking not die. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe. Anyway, can we quit fucking talking shit about me and move on with the list, please? Thank you.
Who's talking shit about you?
Can we quit talking shit about Cujo?
Yeah, exactly. Let's quit talking shit about Cujo. It's brilliant.
It's not even the best Dee Wallace movie.
No, The Howling is the best Dee Wallace.
Yes, The Howling's better than Cujo.
We're not talking about werewolf movies, buddy, and Vic is not a werewolf fan anyway.
Yeah,
And you know what else? You know what else? E.T. is not better than Cujo. Okay.
No,
I
it's
just want
not.
to throw
Good
that
job.
No, I would agree. E.T. You
want to
need
talk
to
about
see it if you haven't seen
overrated.
it. But,
Cujo,
Hey, you're talking about overrated.
Yeah, E.T. is so fucking overrated. I get tired of these people. That's his best movie. No, it's not. It's not better than any of the Indiana Jones movies. It's not better than fucking Jurassic Park. It's not. It's sure the fuck not better than Jaws. So, or Back to the Future. So no, fuck you and fuck E.T. Okay. Vic, I mean, what am I supposed to say? I think it's pretty obvious what my number one is. It's fucking Sleepaway Camp. I mean, look, in the absence of Friday the 13th, we go with a Friday the 13th kind of ripoff, but a movie that tells its own fucking story. And the twist in Sleepaway Camp is one of the best ever. Would you guys agree with that?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Who the fuck saw that coming? You may have seen, and if you haven't seen Sleepaway Camp, now's the time to tune out. But who the fuck saw Angela as the killer? You may have seen that part with a dick. Because I sure the fuck didn't. And once I did, I was like, this is horrific.
Yes.
It's like
It's one of the best killers ever.
I don't need dudes dressed as chicks. It just upsets my entire life. We don't do gender fluids around here.
No.
well, I hate to ruin it for you, but somebody had turned me on to this, and I had never thought about it before. But speaking of the reproductive organs, all a vagina is a penis turned inside out. Remember that shit. Think about that next time you're there, buddy.
Yeah, well, there's still tits to discuss. Speaking of tits, next week we're talking about Richard Speck. And he had tits. At least in prison.
He did. That's a good segue.
Yeah. It's going to be an interesting show next week when we talk about Richard Speck. And he's not a serial killer. Well, we don't think. He was a mass murderer where he killed 8 nurses. He may have killed a couple others, too. We'll get into that next week, and Ray Johnson's going to join us. And also, Vic, I don't know if I told you this, Adam Seltzer is going to be joining us, too. So we're getting a little bit of the spooky side of Chicago. So our classic Chicago show our classic Chicago connection is back together with Ray Johnson and Adam Seltzer, all the way back to the H.H. Holmes episode, right?
Yes, sir. They're our day ones, man.
Man, I could go for another fucking H.H. Holmes episode, couldn't you? I mean, I guess we got into Borowski, but, just another full show on that motherfucker. He was a bad man.
That's what started all of our serial killer shows, so I'm always down for H.H. Holmes.
So, fellas, I feel like 1984 is going to be a hell of a lot more fun than 1983, because 1983 pissed all of us off. Really bad.
Yeah. It was horrible.
Like, really bad. It was garbage. It is the worst that we've done so far. Once we get into the 90s, we're going to hate life. But, yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. You know what I mean? I just don't know what to fucking think about 1983. What the hell happened in 1983?
They decided not to make Friday the 13th.
But they barely made any good slashers either,
Yeah. Maybe the slasher Terry McDine, we didn't realize it.
So check this out. We've got some interesting things in 1984 coming up. We've got Chud. We've got Children of the Corn. Don't Open Till Christmas. Friday the 13th, Part 4. Gremlins. Let's see. Night of the Comet. A Nightmare on fucking Elm Street, Blake. So we finally get Blake here. I would hope so, but you never know. But I will tell you this. It is very top-heavy, because if you look at the list of 1984, you've got some really fucking classic movies like Friday the 13th, Part 4, even Children of the Corn, sorry, Pondo, Chud, and Nightmare on Elm Street. But if you look at the others, it's like, fuck. But you do get Invitation to Hell, which was actually directed by Wes Craven. So he's put out 2 movies in 1984. You ever seen Invitation to Hell, Blake?
No.
But it was directed by Wes Craven, and I haven't seen it either. So it's amazing that I'm able to get words out right now. Vic, I need to tell you this, okay? So I told Blake already, I had cauliflower crust pizzas today.
Did you get what?
I had cauliflower crust pizza today.
That sounds horrible.
And you know what? It wasn't. I thought, but again, keep in mind, what do I say about pizza these days?
You have no expectations.
My standards are extremely low when it comes to pizza. It's just like a thin crust pizza. That's all I would describe it as. There's really no flavor to the actual crust, so my wife added a bunch of toppings and garlic and shit like that to make it taste good. So, but again, I have no expectations. Had this been 2 years ago and I tried it, I may have spit it out and bitched at everybody and tried to fight somebody. But, you know, times have changed, right?
See, whatever makes you happy with eating pizza, then I'm all for it, because pizza's something you just can't give up, so.
Fuck no. It's just like burgers, man. As long as I have a gluten-free bun, I'm happy. Even if it's fucking falling apart in my mouth. Which good job the cheeseburgers in Paradise last time we went, because it did not fall apart. And we had a waitress that was trying to fuck all of us, I think.
She was, yeah. Even Connor is kind of weird.
Yeah, it was really weird. And this happened, Blake. I'm not making stuff up. It was.
I
really
believe
weird.
it. The weirdest shit happens to you, too. I believe it.
Well, she's a little too old for me, though.
Yeah, she was very old. I mean, she wasn't like retirement old, but she was like...
She's too old for me.
All right, let me be fair, Vic, okay? On a non-married day with a little bit of alcohol, I'm thinking I would have probably fucking, smashed. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I had, 2 strawberry daiquiris that day? I would have smashed that day, so...
Yeah. I mean, you don't stick around or anything. It's just one of those things.
No. I would have smashed and put her in the Uber and not paid it.
Put her in Uber. That's great. All right, so next month we're doing 1984, but I'm excited because Richard Speck's next week, and then the week after is Sleepaway Camp 3. And do you remember what the week after that is, Vic? On July 31st?
Pondo.
Madman fucking Pondo. And Blake, if you want to talk to Madman Pondo, you're more than welcome to talk to him.
Okay.
He's got a book that's come out. And, of course, he was in 2001 Maniacs?
2001 Maniacs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. That was the one with Robert Englund, right?
That is, exactly. Yep.
I was going to say, I couldn't remember if it was the original or the sequel. Mosley was in the sequel. Robert Englund was in the original. Correct?
Well, yes, he was in 2001 Maniacs, but that was a remake of a film from the 60s. So, yeah.
Very nice. Very nice. So, fellas, what do you think about 1983? Everybody happy with their number one? I feel like Blake got a mainstream win, and so did we with Sleepaway Camp. I really don't have a problem with Cujo at number one. I just think Sleepaway Camp's a lot better for me.
Sleepaway Camp is great, but you know what? Curtains, man, curtains. You got to see it. Diamond in the Rough.
Yes, I should let Vic know this. Blake had a slasher called Curtains as his number 9, and he says it's a diamond in the rough, and we need to check it out.
All right.
Goddamn, it was blurry.
Well, no, it had John Vernon in it. He was one of the leads, and he was the voice of Rupert Thorne in Batman the Animated Series in the early 90s. So, he was a all-time great character actor, and his voice was so commanding. And there's some cheap, cheesy, fucking just ridiculous scares in this and effects, but it's so good. It's like just more of the 80s that we like, more of the gratuitous blood and violence and shit. It's more up there. So.
Indeed. So, Blake, Vic, actually, you're the first one on the list, so I'm going to ask you first, where have your horror adventures taken you since last week, good friend?
Let's see. No,
don't say nowhere, because I've got one.
Oh, I watched The Purge. That's what I did.
Yes, the first Purge, in fact.
Yes, and it's my favorite Purge. I've only seen the first 2 and the last one. I didn't see the third one because I didn't like the second one, so I never watched the third one. But I liked it better than the first 2, and I thought it was an awesome movie. It was fucking fun. It's just fun. And I've always loved the concept of the Purge, but I felt that the execution has always been a little bit poor. But this one's more of an action movie, and I really dug it.
And you need to tell about our experience watching The Purge. first night.
Oh yeah, because the Purge